Okay, guys, what we're going to do is open up and we're looking at Service Robotics GenieConnect. We'll go into the pitch deck right now. Okay, so let's go into presentation mode. So it's called GenieConnect by Service Robotics Limited. Digital companion for remote care, flexible, better quality care, combating this big problem of loneliness and isolation in the UK and around the world. What do I think about the robot at the moment? I think it looks a little bit gimmicky. I'm not sure if older people will respond well to that. I don't know. They're saying they're going to scope out the problem here. There's an independent living problem. I know personally myself, my mom lives alone, and it is a big problem with care. COVID-19, they're saying, is a problem. Social care crisis in the UK, demand is increasing. That is true. There isn't enough carers. Yeah, they need another 600,000 carers by 2030. That's predicted. They're saying this is a software as a service B2B platform. So I guess they're going to sell it to hospitals, I guess, and other care providers. And they're saying, I guess, that it provides companionship and preventative care. It looks like it's a Zoom screen, which you can get with kind of any provider. The company I work for, Meta, has Portal, as well as iPads and phones. Of course, you can use Zoom and all the other ways of contacting people. So I don't see how that's any different. Anyway, in the UK, 3.8 million people. Again, this is about the market. Over 65 live alone. 500,000 users. Residential care, over 400,000 users. Again, it looks, and they're also saying 150,000 have disability problems. Their break even is only 101,600 users. Domiciliary care, 3 contracts. They've already got some contracts at the moment. 1 contract in Southwest for learning disabilities. Home from hospital, local authorities. Deployment and contract in progress. So looking to scale deployments in discussion with the West Midlands local authority and a Welsh Learning. I don't know Welsh Learning what. I haven't finished that off. It'd be interesting to know the size of these contracts, how many robots, what's the feedback, what's the customer feedback, what's the provider feedback, are they scaling up, are they adding more robots? Okay, so they've got the revenue. I guess 2021 was 37k, 543k, that's pretty good. So they're already even profitable, or is this a forecast? It's a bit uncertain here in 2022. How much have they made so far? We're only in June. I'm filming this in June, halfway through. Have they made 162,000, which would be half or not? Net profit, okay, so they're not profitable, but the profit, the gross level, 400 loss. So what if that's gross? So what's the cost going on? The EBITDA loss is even greater than the net profit loss. So I guess, are they pumping even more money in? Have they got the cash in the bank? They haven't got any cash statistics here and cash metrics here. It's good that they've got the customer numbers. Again, is this projections or is this real? We don't know. Service users is growing. And that's interesting. The break even they've highlighted. But first question is what's happened to date in this year? Also, the number of customers. How many customers and service users? It'd be good to see a breakdown of that. For example, they've gone from 40. They're projecting to go from 40 customers to 200. That's kind of 5x increase, if you like. And here 800 to 4,000. I guess that is about 5x as well. But it'd be interesting to see what's the breakdown of that customers. Is that going to be local authorities? Is that going to be hospitals? Is it going to be learning institutes? I mean, they just said learning in the last slide. I think you just said Welsh Learning, so I don't know what that is. So that'd be interesting to know a bit more detail on. It looks to me like if we go from here in 2024 to 2025, it more than doubles. It's about right. So it looks like the number of customers, to me, looking at it from the first glance, every customer has a rough same amount. So is it? I guess it's residential homes, maybe. They haven't talked much about it. Let's look at revenue profits. They need to go from 500 So they need to go from 41 customers to 219. That's quite a big increase. As I mentioned, it's a 5x increase. But, if you look from 3 to 41, that's like whatever it is, 15x. But it's a small number. You only need to get another 30, whatever it is, 37, 38 clients. But from 41 to 219, they need nearly 220, nearly 180 more customers. I'd like to see their plan for that, because that's a big growth. And again, from 2023, going from 219 customers to 600 customers. So in 2 years, they need to get 440 new customers. So I'd like to see a plan for that. They've got a business model here. They said it's software as a service. That's fine. So they've got a platform here, and they can say it's over mobile as well. And that's not differentiated much in terms of Zoom, but they've got this little robot. So it's recurring revenue in the 12-month contracts, and they're designed for rapid scaling. Fine. What are the customers saying? Be interested to see that. They've got the team. That's fine. Funding today, this is good. 700 to 1 million, including 175 of Crowdcube, 620 committed, mix of debt and equity. Pre-money valuation is 4.4 million at 160 a share. It's EIS. It's good that it's low valuation. I think they've got that. That's good. It's 4 million. But let's look at it. It really depends. Have they made 160 profit, or have they made 334? And how come they're spending so much? They're making 334 gross, but they're losing 465. That's like over 700k. So what's that spend? Where's it going? That's kind of interesting. The next year they're projecting to, for it to go much, much healthier, 2.2 million, and then 800k EBITDA or net profit, if you like. Similar. So what's changed? Have they done all the R&D? The research and development costs, are they all in there? Are they baked in, or how are they making so much more? I know that they're going to increase their customers dramatically. They haven't provided a reason thus far in the deck, but it'd be interesting to see about that. But I've got the serious question marks over, from 2022 to 2023. Why they're losing so much money now. I would like to know how deep they are into this research and development, if they've got the product already, etc. Summary: they're talking about the potential. I understand the potential. I understand the software as a service model. Yeah, there may be some data analytics value. They haven't talked about it, but I'd like to know what. They say it's scalable. They say there's a team. They say they got traction. I don't think there's any information there, I'll be honest. Let's see about their video. Normally, you get more information from the pitch deck. In this case, I don't think there's that much information. I'm going to see if they've got a video. It's the first time I've looked at this, guys. So I know it's a little bit raw, but hopefully it's not too bad, what I'm saying. Let's watch this video together. I'm not going to stop it if I think there's any reason, if I've got any insights or any questions. Service Robotics Limited. By the way, before I say this, I'm pro robotics. I think robotics are awesome. I've invested in robotics companies. I'm an investor in Miso Robotics, which is robotics for the restaurant trade, and I'm an investor in small robotics company, which does agricultural robots. So I'm not anti-robot. I think robots can be a very good solution to a lot of problems, and I think there's definitely problems and supply issues in the care industry. Let's listen to CEO.
I'm Tim Morgan. I'm the Chief Operating Officer and co-founder of Service Robotics. Tim and I founded Service Robotics with a mission to help those who require assistance to live independently. This includes cohorts of older adults.
I think this is a really noble aim. Listen, my mum is getting older and has had issues with COVID, and I am acutely aware. I have friends that are, their parents are in care homes. I'm acutely aware of the need for this.
As well as younger adults.
Whether this is the product solution, we'll see.
Our values are very much aligned towards both social and environmental responsibility. And to that end, we're on the journey for B Corp certification, which is the gold standard for environmental and social responsibility. In the UK, right now, there are more than 500,000 people already receiving some form of domiciliary care.
Yeah, we're aware of this. Yeah.
Retirement living or some kind
there's a big need. Yeah. I think what's important is how are they going to solve this? At the moment, they haven't been able to answer from the pitch deck, at least, what this robot does. How is it different from having a portal, which is what Meta have, a little tablet, or using your Zoom screen on your phone. They haven't described the analytics program, so hopefully they do in the video, and we'll see.
And on top of that, there are 150,000 people who fall into the younger adults with learning disabilities category who are also receiving some form of social care. This means our market is over 1 million people in the UK alone.
Yeah, a lot of companies talk about having a big market. It's not about a big market. It's about how they're going to address the need, and if they can penetrate the need, and if they can gain traction. So hopefully they explain their plans for that.
The value we offer to the service users is the ability to remain independent in their own homes through the provision of care through a care provider partner and enabling them to connect to their family and friends.
So this looks a lot like Portal from Meta, and there's, of course, it's very similar of having a tablet that's just propped up, with a tablet holder.
With a very simple video communication capability.
Hello, Genie. Could you please call the service centre?
That's good. That's good. This is good.
And
what I wanted to see is, if you give voice protocols to the robot, what it can do, and I'd love to see more functionality on that.
Value is very simply efficiencies in both their operation and the ability to offer more care.
That's good.
Better care.
It's like
the exciting progress that we've made in the last few months is investigating the market for younger adults who require support for independent living with learning disabilities.
I think they've got a massive market with the care market. Maybe it's possible they're looking at learning disabilities and difficulties because maybe they're more tech savvy. Possibly, I don't know. I'm a bit confused. Like, it's such a big market. The people that require care at home or in a retirement building operation, it's 900,000 people. So I don't know why I'm not quite sure why they're going after so many markets.
The results of the trials that we have just about finished indicate this is a very strong opportunity for us.
Okay.
And for many reasons, this cohort of people are perfect for the GenieConnect solution.
So maybe they're better suited. Maybe the disability, people with disabilities and learning disabilities are better suited to this product. It's possible.
Enable us to continue and extend our user research for the.
So I think when he still talks about continuing the user research, it sounds like this is to help fund maybe some of that R&D and that research potentially.
This new cohort of adults with learning difficulties, their needs are very specific and very different from those of older adults. And with this in mind, we'll need to look at some changes to our software on our platform.
So it sounds like the funding is needed to get the research, change the software, change the robots. I imagine to win contracts and bids, I think the way they're going to market is to get the contracts and bids from local authorities, from local governments, from schools, from hospitals. All of these people have a lot of checks and balances, and you probably have to provide, I would imagine, like tick lots of boxes and have loads of research and make sure that you've got a product that basically ticks a lot of boxes, as opposed to selling B2C and selling it to consumers like me who has an older parent or whatever, or to care homes. So I wonder if they're trying to kind of win contracts instead.
And on our network service.
I suppose that's why they're saying B2B software as a service. They're not selling to individuals. They're trying to sell big contracts. That kind of makes sense.
As well. We will also need to extend our sales and marketing capabilities.
There you go. That's to get those customers. They're going to have to get nail sales and marketing. So I think that makes sense as well. It's kind of, on the one hand, they need to get tick all the boxes, do all the research, make sure the product is awesome for that user base. And sales and marketing need to make sure that they do well and they win those bids and tenders and they get leads through the door, and they're closing those leads.
To incorporate this new cohort. With this in mind, we'd like to ask you to join us in this new venture, and we hope we can count on your support. If you have any questions about the campaign or the work that we're doing at Service Robotics, please do not hesitate.
So there you go. I mean, they're asking you to email
or to call.
or to call direct. It's not what I'm going to do personally, but so as I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty bullish on robotics. I already invested in a couple of robotics companies, and what's my initial impression on this? Well done if you've finished to the end of this video, if you've come this far, by the way, so you can hear some of my thoughts. I said it throughout the video. I think that I wonder what's going wrong or not going well with the older people's market, because they're switching routes, and they're going to disabilities and learning disabilities. That's a kind of orange flag for me. I wouldn't say it's a red flag. I'd say it's an orange flag. That's one question I would have. And what about the user feedback? Like, if people are liking it, why aren't they saying? Why haven't they got any kind of user reviews? Maybe they've got user reviews online. We could take a look in a moment, but that'd be another question mark. Also, I kind of feel that it's maybe not as differentiated as one would hope. It's not like the robot is doing anything. If you look at Miso Robotics, let's take a look now, like just quickly. Like Miso Robotics is pretty awesome, and they have robots which, actually, you can Google it, but they basically cook food for you. They do something. So, and if you look at the robots in a Tesla factory, they're building the cars. And if you look at small robotics company that did a raise on the same platform as this company that's looking to raise, they're doing work in the field, so they're replacing someone. I get that this service, Robotic GenieConnect, is trying to replace carers, but they're not going to change the bed. They're not going to wash somebody. They're not going to pick up anything. They're not going to select anything. It's still pretty much software, calling somebody or having a voice call, which you can do, guess what, on a phone. So I have some questions about that. I'm normally quite bullish about robotics. I'm not saying this won't do well. I can't guarantee, this is just my opinion. It's not financial advice, but I think it's quite early. They have a small valuation. But on this occasion, from all the information I've got, I don't think I can convince myself to invest at this stage. I'm going to read some of the comments from the other investors, and feel free, if you're watching this from the company, feel free to respond to this video. You can always leave some comments or some answers to some of the questions I've got. I don't think that it won't. I don't think with any certainty that it won't do well. I can't say what's going to happen in the future. They could massively improve the GenieConnect robot, and they could win contracts. But from my personal opinion, I feel if you're building a robot in the real world, it should have kind of active functionality, which kind of can perform a task physically as well as with software. And I feel I didn't see enough evidence that GenieConnect could do that. It kind of felt like it was maybe a tablet in some kind of framework, but it was just a tablet there, and they obviously have software in the background. But that's my kind of 2 cents on the matter. If you've got any questions, queries, or comments on the video, on the company, or if on the video, let me know. If you've got any questions for me, let me know. If you want to invest, or if you want to ask any questions, there was the email and the phone number of the company in this video, and you can head over to Crowdcube, and you can ask questions there, or you can indeed invest there as well. I hope you found this useful. I love doing these kinds of analyses, and I've been involved in investing for a while now, since 2007. I've been doing digital angel investing for the last 2 or 3 years. I've invested in over 65 companies, and I love doing it. So if you found this video interesting, then do like and consider subscribing. Remember, the knowledge is power, especially the right kind of knowledge, and progress is everything. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.